Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Uxtsuki. Since it has been a long time since my last video about making music and like beatbox as well, and I think people really like videos about video game music, I decided to make this video sharing my favorite instrument for it, that is the pipe organ. Okay, so first of all, let me explain why I'm using Samsung internet browser, because every single one of the others basically are not able in this at least in this cell phone, are not able to record sounds produced by the internet browser. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to show you something here. As you can see, I have two pipe organs. It's because I highly recommend, when you have a very flexible instrument, that you can play more than one style at the same time, or at least different note lengths at the same time as well. You do this, split the instrument in different channels. So as you can see, for example, here I cannot place this note in this length, and I'm not able to place another note shorter or longer than this. Okay, so as you can see, I'm kind of locked in this low note length, at least for a while. Who knows what the future waits in the Slarmoo's box. So after this, let me just... Okay, so I recommend you to do this in the keyboard instruments, percussion instrument. Okay, so piano, organs, and these drum sets as well. For example, I recommend you to split. Okay, and I like to mix instruments, up to that music, dels, trinos, et unos. I used to use a lot of instruments, every single one of them, because I really like to mix instruments. I really like to test new instrument combinations, and people criticized because of this, but that's okay. I like to, for example, mixing strings with an accordion, but this leads us to a limitation, and I cited this because of how many channels we can have. I am pretty sure that the limit is 60, but if you go, for example, in the edit channel settings, you are able to turn on simultaneous instrument per channel and different instruments per pattern as well. So for example, now you are able to have this instrument 1, as you can see, and you are able to hit this plus button and have one more instrument playing the same pattern, and this is good. This is basically setting instruments to play in unison, but so you have a limitation to it. But if you want to have different, and you actually need to use different channels, and you are capped in that 60, right, or 59, I don't remember, channel limit, this is a way to go around this. Okay, so turn on the more than instrument per channel, and actually they both you can have every single woodwind instrument, for example, playing in the same pattern, for example. Okay, so that's it. Let's try to make something with this instrument, if it is good. So I will set the scale mode to Mixolydian, because I like to have a flat 7th. It's really cool. So I think the music form I use the most in my music is the sonata form, right? The sonata form, basically you have the exposition section where you play one theme in the tonic key, second theme in the dominant key. You might have a codetta, so a small outro from this section. You go to the development part, so that can have any size, any length actually, if you want, and then you go to recapitulation, bringing back the first theme again in the tonic, and now the second theme from the dominant, now in the tonic key as well, and both seems a little bit different, like transformed by the development part as well. And you can have a coda, like an outro. And obviously you can have an intro as well. And I really like to have intros because it establishes the key. So the tension is more recognizable, let me put it this way. So I think establishing the key is very important. So what I can do, for example, I will use the pipe organ mainly as a harmony pillar. Let me put it this way. So I could like have it playing the melody, and it might play the melody as well in some section, or playing the bass note, or being something kind of a percussion instrument. But I will treat mostly as a harmony instrument. So I will mostly play chords. Okay, so I will change the beats per bar to 4, so we can go like a more full handle. Okay, and I will set the BPM to 90, for example. I will establish the key by using the chord 1, that is C, as the root note. And I will, for example, I can start by playing the C and the G. So actually, we cannot tell if it is major or minor by this, because we do not have the third, right? So I will go now, for example, in the second, and since I want like chord progression, because I just want to play the C over and over for a while, now I am able to have the triad. And now I am able, for example, to go here in the octave 3 and play the root note in a different like time, for example here. Okay, so this is, for example, establishing. Then I might go, for example, and here I can go as CE, and with a C7, and here as well. Actually, let me set this a bit, like do like this. So now I'm able to establish the C major chord. Okay, so for example, now to get this a little bit more gamey, let me put it this way, I can either make the chord arpeggio or split a bit of the chords. So for example, let's go with a very simple, like a very common chord progression. C, like 1, 6, 4, 5, 1. Yeah, you can go like 1, 6, 4, 5, 5, 7, 1. Okay, so what I will do, I will, instead of arpeggio, I will just split the chord, something like this. So as you can see, I just broke the chord, the note length. So as you can see, so to make the 6, we need A, C, E, right? So we already have the C and the E. We just need to add the A. And we can add a passing note, a chromatic 1, like between G and A in the bass line, just to make the transition even smoother. Okay, for example, I will increase this. And now 4. So 4 we have F, A, C. Then I will have 5, that is G, B, D. Then I will have 5, 7, so G, B, D, F. And then I could either just place again C, the 1 chord in here, or actually repeat this pattern. So I think I will do it I'll add this pattern. Okay, I will leave the pipe organ like in this long. Let me just adjust this. But I think I will actually have a this pizzicato string simulating a contrabass. So pizzicato is a technique to play a string instrument instead of with the bow with the finger. And basically this is the contrabass used in jazz, for example. So I could actually have a walking bass in here. So for example, this E, or actually I can have the G right here, but it is important to be a lip, like a lip in this octave, because these are lower octaves, and the same way that we humans, our eyes are a bit less efficient to recognize different colors in the with lower values, so darker colors, we are a bit less efficient to recognize note change on lower octave as well. So in the lower octaves, it's totally okay to use skippy, like leapy notes, okay? And okay, so I will actually repeat these patterns because I think that's okay, but pattern numbers. But I wanted to make actually this one not 5 to 1. I rather have an 1 than 5 again. Okay, so I have imperfect cadence, and actually the whole music like push forward, let me put it this way. Okay, so let me add a very basic like percussion. So I really like the shaker, that is the second one. So I think I will just use a lot of it, but I could the kick drum as well. So I think I will use it first. So I will decrease the volume as well to 5. So it can be something like this. Kick in the 1 and 3. And here I can have a kick, then 3 kicks, for example. Or actually just 2 kicks. And here again. And here I can have 3 kicks. Okay. And in the second one, I will have my shaker, and the shaker can be between. Okay, so as you can see, this is important because now I bring a little bit of rhythmic variation. Okay, I really like these two short notes next to each other, followed by a rest. So this is the current state of the first section, let me put it this way, but I'm not following the sonata form, okay? This is just like a basic ternary form, probably I would follow along, okay? So lastly, I will use this chip, okay, in order to make my melody. It will be in the C5 octave, okay? So I will just have now, I don't know, I didn't develop a motif, right? So let me actually have a rhythmic motif first. So I will loop here. Let me just figure out something. Okay, so I came up with this. So I will I will use it and I will develop in this section to make the as my melody. Okay, so this already fits in the first because it used the C, E, and G. Okay, So now, for example, I'm able to either just shift to another octave, or like I will repeat the first part, adjusting the notes, but I won't repeat the second part. So I will just have I don't know. Now I will use the second part in here and have another thing, and I will delay in here and add another, like, very different thing. I can repeat the pattern 2 and 3 in here because repetition is really good for music. Okay, remember, repetition is really valuable because you have a lot of different motifs, different rhythmic ideas like happening at once. The listener might get lost. This is something that I used to not consider. Okay, and I will have a different thing from here, so I can have something like I can have a different version of this, for example. Okay, so this is the melody. Let me adjust the pipe organ volume as well. So I will use this modulation. Okay, so for example, here I want that the pipe organ, so both channels 1 and 2, decrease the volume to, for example, note to volume, and like to, my percussion is 5, so it can be a bit more like -3 maybe. Okay, here I can have the whole song volume to a louder, like I have 100% in here, so from 25 maybe, from 25 to 100, for example. And here already shaped our pipe organs 2 or 3. Okay, my bass line, I think I will go to -2. So I will shift the bass to the right ear. Okay, so pin 100. My chip tune, that is my melody, I will shift to the left 100%, and the rest it will float in the middle. Okay, I think I will actually have my drums to -10 of volume, so it will be already heard. Maybe my shaker to -8. Okay, my organs will go to -5, I think, because it is very loud instrument. My pizzicato can be like this, but my chip tune I will set to 3, for example. Okay, so this is an example of music you can come up with using the pipe organ. Okay. Okay, and you can actually have this as your refrain, like repeating this over and over. Only have an auto to set up this usage. Okay, and actually you already have a music that loops, and actually, you know, for example, from here. Okay, so the music like already loops. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed in some way this video, and that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.